I just want to acknowledge that you just came from a very long shift, so you're a little tired. So we're not going to keep you on the stand very long. Can you tell the jury what your job is?
No problem. I'm a forensic technician for the Detroit Police Department. You can commonly call it a crime scene investigator. My job is to go to the crime scenes, take pictures, collect evidence, and generate a report and testify in court. I'm testifying now.
Okay. So as your job as a crime scene, would you say investigator?
That's fine.
Okay. It's important to distinguish. Are you a member actually of law enforcement?
I work for law enforcement, yes.
All right. Are you considered a police officer?
No, I'm not.
All right. Is that then, would you consider yourself a civilian?
Yes.
All right. How long have you worked as a crime scene investigator?
20 years.
And all of those years have you worked for the Detroit Police Department?
Yes, ma'am.
I want to draw your attention to December 4th of 2021. Were you working that day?
Yes, I was.
And are you on shifts or are you on call? How does that work?
We're on shifts. My shift I currently work on is from 12 a.m. to 8. 12 a.m. to 8 a.m.
And are you at home during this time or call when necessary, or are you actually in an office?
I'm in the office.
Okay. On December 4th, were you dispatched that day, if you know, to an address of 1111 Bellevue in Detroit?
Yes, I was.
Okay. Do you know about what time you received that dispatch?
I believe around 2 o'clock.
In the morning?
Yes.
Okay. Were you aware if there was a search warrant that was being executed?
The request we got over radio was there was a search warrant executed at that location.
All right. And what were your initial thoughts when you were dispatched to the location about what your purpose there was?
All we knew at the time was a search warrant at the location. We really didn't know anything else about it previously until we pulled up.
All right. And when you pulled up, what was your observation?
Objection, Your Honor, relevant. When he pulled up to the scene, overall.
Thank you.
A lot of news cameras around.
Already on scene, did you know what had happened in that scene?
At that time, we didn't still exactly have any of the real details. All we knew at the time was it was a search warrant. And we were there to collect evidence regarding the search warrant. When we pulled up, there was, of course, like you mentioned before, news cameras all around and heavy police presence.
All right, and then what happened?
Then when we reached the scene, we talked to the officer in charge, and then that's when we were notified what this case was actually involved with.
And what were you told?
That the case was involving the crime.
Can you just raise your voice just a little bit, please?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I was trying to.
I knew you could speak louder.
No problem. Case was involving the shooting incident, and this was the location that search warrant was being authorized, and 2 people were arrested.
Is that all you were told?
Yes.
Okay. And were you directed to a certain part of the building?
Suite 130 of the location you mentioned.
Were you by yourself or with someone else?
I had a partner.
And who's that?
The partner is Stephanie Sparks.
Do you normally process the scene by yourself or with another partner?
Midnight, you process scenes with partners.
Okay. And once you arrived at the suite, were you and your partner the only one there? Were you the only ones there, or who else was there?
The scene was secured by the police, by the Detroit police.
What does that mean, secured?
Means that that is secured so that way there's no outside interference coming inside the building, no one tampering with evidence, and everything is there as it was when the search warrant was executed.
And is that a typical thing and that you encounter in your job? That do you arrive to scenes once it's cleared and secured, or are you sometimes there at the same time? A lot's going on.
Oh no. We're there after the scene is secured.
Okay. So what is your job when you arrive on the scene that day?
When I arrive at the scene, we talk to the officer in charge of the scene. We then walk through the scene. He points out items of interest.
Remember, keep your voice up.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
He points out items of interest that he might want collected. My partner and I would then walk through the scene. We'll also pay attention to see what's around. We then would suggest additional items, if any, to collect, and allow us to look around a little bit more. And then after that, we take pictures, collect evidence, and package the evidence, turn it in.
All right, Mr. Creer, is there a difference between collecting evidence and searching?
Yes.
And are you assigned to do both?
It depends on the situation. Yeah, in this situation, we collected the evidence. The search warrant was already executed, and we looked around additionally.
All right, and what makes you start searching other places?
The fact that we looked around and said, yeah, the OIC, I can't remember the name at the time, gave us permission to look around a little bit more.
Okay. I'm going to show you what's been marked as People's Exhibits 306, 307, 309 through 320, 322 to 358. I believe these have all been admitted. Mr. Creer, what is that?
That's the scene location.
All right. And
Again, it's the north side of the scene location.
okay.
Again, we're at the north side of the scene location.
All right. Can you see the windows on the suite that you searched?
I believe the windows on the scene we searched, because the actual suite 130 is located on the northeast side of the building. So I would say the two windows closest to the left side of the screen.
Okay. And then, do you know what this is?
Yes, that was the vehicle we were directed to at the crime scene.
Oh,
Yes,
you also searched the vehicle?
No, we didn't search the vehicle.
Okay.
We took pictures of the vehicle.
Okay, got it. What did you learn about the car? Anything? Did you take pictures of anything around the car, in the car?
We took pictures around the car, and then also around the car there were cigarette butts we collected.
You collected the cigarette butts?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is this a picture of?
Those are pictures of the cigarette butts.
All right, do you remember how many were there?
Not off the top of my head. No.
Okay. Did you bring a report with you today?
I did bring a report.
Would that refresh your recollection?
It would.
All right, could you have a look at it and just let me know when you are ready to answer that question?
Collected a total of 14 cigarette butts.
Okay. Anything else around the car? Is that a picture? What are we looking at?
The picture that's behind the vehicle and more cigarette butts.
And you collected those?
Yes.
Okay. All right, and 312 and then 313. What is that?
That's suite 130.
Okay. Is that researched?
Yes.
All right. And is that typical? You just take pictures of. What do you take pictures of as a matter of protocol?
No problem. We take pictures of the area. In this particular situation, that's the actual room number. So of course we took pictures of the front door and room number. As we enter through, we take pictures of to see if there's any damage to the door, if any, if the door was breached, if it wasn't breached, if there was any damage at all.
Was there any damage to this door?
None observed.
Okay. And the next slide is 314. Do you recognize that?
Yes, that's the actual scene inside of the scene location 130.
Okay. And then 315, is that also from a different angle?
Yes, as we enter the room, that would be to the north.
And those windows that we see, do you know where they faced?
They are also facing north.
Would those be the windows you just pointed out in the previous slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This is another angle?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what is this?
This is directly in front of the door, so that would be to the east side of the building.
Did you observe a mattress in this building, in this room?
There was a mattress in the room.
Do you see it in this picture?
You kind of see it towards the bottom of the screen. Yeah, right there.
Okay. And the next slide?
To the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, you see the mattress with the drawers on top of it.
Oh, that's the mattress?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. And then I'm just going to show you some slides and pictures of the scene, and you can just describe what angle it is and what if you see anything of significance to point out to the jury.
Yeah.
Okay?